So what do you guys think about the spook light? What do you think it is?
I think it's spooky.
I don't know, it's either a light reflection or some kind of a static electricity.
Well, I've heard it's gas deposits.
There seems like there's more logical explanations than like paranormal. The only two paranormal explanations I've heard is, you know, and they're just stories, but the two lost Indian lovers from the Trail of Tears that were supposed to be trying to meet up with each other. That's
it is on the Trail of Tears also.
So that's the big. And then another one was a miner who had his head cut off by Indians, and he's out looking for his head. You know, that old Sleepy Hollow story.
Can you blame him? Yeah, I've read some interesting theories that it's actually, where we're going is a place called Devil's Promenade, and it's right on the Missouri-Oklahoma line.
Yeah, they say this thing's been seen since like 1830, and then on up to what I guess it really started getting recorded around 1900.
Yeah, basically it's just a big ball of light that appears for the most part in the middle of nowhere and dances around. See it?
Yep, I sure do. All right, so we have already seen some flickers of the spook light. That's wow. That was close. It just appeared. There's about, Jake, it's in about 3 pieces out there. It looks like a campfire. That is, I mean, I gotta say, my heart's beating kind of fast right now. And look at it. Oh, Jake, dude, the thing's moving all over the place, man. I'm getting goosebumps with this. It's moving all over the place. There's 3 different ones and they're all oscillating, man. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps watching this.
It's unexplainable. We saw it with our own eyes. It actually exists. It's there.
Okay, it's after hours here, and me and the boys have been talking the last few months. Not too far from us here, there's one of these things called a spooky light. And so we're going to go up there and see how spooky it is.
I think that's spook light, not spooky light.
I thought you said you weren't going to be in any more videos until you got your new gold tooth.
Well, you know, I kind of wanted that to stand out whilst I was a-dancing.
Yeah.
I haven't done any dancing videos lately.
Show us how you dance though when you...
Nice. I like the finale. That's good.
You gotta finish big.
Yeah.
That's what the crowd wants.
So we're going to make tracks northward, and we'll kind of document our journey along the way here. Head up that direction. Go see if we can find this haint.
Dinner of Ghostbusters.
Yeah. We're more like the Ninja Turtles. We're like the Ninja Turtles meet the Ghostbusters.
Whoa, what a horrible mix. Yeah, they say this thing's been seen since like 1830. And then on up to what I guess it really started getting recorded around 1900.
Yeah, basically it's just a big ball of light that appears for the most part in the middle of nowhere and dances around. So
Like Robbie.
yeah, except for the light part.
Well, it depends if he has his shirt off or not. It's so bright with no tan, it almost looks like a light.
Oh yeah, I was going the opposite way. I was going to say instead of a big ball of light, he's a big ball of heavy.
And on that note, we'll get back to you later.
Hope you guys are my friends.
There seems like there's more logical explanations than like paranormal. The only two paranormal explanations I've heard is, you know, and they're just stories, but the two lost Indian lovers from the Trail of Tears that were supposed to be trying to meet up with each other. That's
it is on the Trail of Tears also.
That's the big. And then another one was a miner who had his head cut off by Indians, and he's out looking for his head. You know, that old Sleepy Hollow story.
Can you blame him?
Yeah, I know. I guess if I lost my head too, I'd try to find it.
Well, I don't know. Like we were talking about earlier,
I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. It definitely exists.
Yeah, because so many people have seen it.
Right, I mean, you can see it. They say there's a good chance of seeing it when you go. I guess my thinking is whether it's paranormal or can be explained by something within the realm of physics as we know it. It's just the fact, it's kind of cool to go see something that you just can't explain.
Yeah, that there's still mystery in the world.
Right, so.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool, and that's what, like I said, it's one of those things I've heard of for a long time, not my entire life, but at least for the last 15 years I've heard about it, and everybody talks about it.
And there have been people trying to explain it away as like just headlights from a distant interstate.
That's the one you hear the most of.
But, you know, there's tons of reports and even photographs of this thing moving through a field and, you know, coming up to people's cars and the hoods of
Passing
their
through
cars.
the cars. That's
Yeah,
a
so-
weird one.
Robbie said if it passed through the car, what'd you say about that? You'd see two phenomena?
Well, yeah, that was one of the things I said. That's one of the things I said that we can repeat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, real quick, tell the story of your buddy and when he was a kid living out there and stuff. And some
So
weird
yeah,
occurrences there.
this is kind of our stopping ground. We play a lot of bluegrass, or my band does, in around the Joplin area and northeastern Oklahoma, places like that. And there's one guy we've gotten to kind of know who apparently lived just right where these sightings are supposed to happen. And he said like he'd wake up in the middle of the night, and even as an adult, I mean, this isn't just like little kid stuff. And this guy's also fairly grounded, but he'd wake up in the middle of the night, and this thing would be, he'd think someone's pulling in their driveway. Lights would be shining through his window. And, he'd look out and it'd be a ball of light, moving out through the yard. He said there's even a couple cases where it's like, it seemed to be in his house, like moving down the hallway and through his bedroom and stuff like that.
It's almost like it's intelligent a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
kind of
kinda
weird.
bizarre.
But I told him it was probably just raiding the fridge, needed a glass of milk or something.
Yeah. Or if it's a long night of entertaining people, maybe he needed a beer.
Yeah, and I can just picture it, the ghost ball being all like, "Hey, don't mind me. I'm just passing through here on my way to your refrigerator. Just get a little thirsty being a ghost and all."
I could use them Triscuits, but they go right to my thighs, but they sure are good.
They sure are tasty. That's anthropomorphism. That's applying human traits to a ball of light.
So if this is really gas and it just goes through somebody's house, kind of passing through, would that be truly the definition of passing gas?
That's exactly what it would be.
Oh man.
Look, the spook light.
There it is. There are two of them.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, all right, we just saw it. We'll see y'all later.
About to go through a little town called Racine.
I dated a girl named Racine.
Really?
No.
I think Racine is French for raccoon.
Oh, no, that makes more sense.
Or as we call them around here, trash pandas.
Oh, man.
This is the big town of Racine.
Yes.
You're fixing to turn
Or
right,
yeah.
right down Main Street.
Oh, look, the Ponderosa Gas and Snack. They look busy. Look, they sell O. And their sign. Well, apparently we're coming up on a disaster.
We are in a very redneck area, and there's probably some kind of domestic something or other happening.
Well, it's
Got
fire trucks.
Fire trucks. Okay, it's probably not domestic.
And a park ranger.
Around here, they just don't know, man. They just get on it. Wouldn't be surprised if the ice cream man shows up. See it?
Yep, I sure do. All right. So
We have liftoff.
we have already seen some flickers of the spook light.
Can you see it in the camera?
I don't know. It's too far off. I mean, I can barely see it with the naked eye.
I hope it's still there.
Yep, there it is. There it is. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that.
I wonder if
I'm gonna try to zoom
Oh,
in.
wow. Yeah, that's definitely different than I expected it to look.
I'm zooming in on it to see if you guys can see this.
And it's hard to tell in the camera here, but to the naked eye, it's changing intensity. Oh, there you go. You see it flare up there.
Yep, really look at that. Look at that.
It's changing intensity there. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, just stay there, Jake. I'm getting some of the phone. Whoa, whoa!
It really flared up there.
It knows we're here.
Showing off.
And we need to tell people the red light they see is a tower.
Yeah, the red light you see is a reception tower way in the distance.
Yes.
The little gold light that's in the center, with all the little weird sparkling stuff going on around it, that's a spook light.
Spook light. It has.
Yeah, it's fluctuating and it's changing color and it's kind of moving around and it's got all kinds of stuff going on around it. Wow, that's trippy. That's really trippy.
That is, I mean, I gotta say, my heart's beating kind of fast right now. And it's, look at it. Oh, Jake, dude, the thing's moving all over the place, man. I'm getting goosebumps with this. It's moving all over the place. There's 3 different ones and they're all oscillating, man. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps watching this.
See if I can zoom in a little more. See, like now it appears to be going farther away from us and dimming out.
Well, then follow it. There's definitely 3. See, now it's almost
Now
completely
it's
disappeared.
gone. Yeah, see, it comes and goes. Now it's coming back.
Man, that is too cool.
Yeah, I don't know, you know.
And so look, it's just about flickered out. The light is flickering, and now it's back.
It's
again.
just exactly like a fire. You know how a fire
There's 2.
intensifies.
Whoa, it's pink.
Yeah. But
And
a
did you see that?
fire-
Did you see that big white flash it made?
Man, that's crazy. I mean, it does. It just constantly changes shapes and colors and disappears and reappears in other places. That's pretty cool. I didn't know what to expect when we were. Then just, I didn't know what to expect when we were headed up here. I mean, I didn't doubt that people see this thing, but when you see it with the naked eye, it's
mind-boggling.
It's pretty perplexing. It's like, what is going on? That's a car down there headed toward it.
Yep.
And watch, I bet that car will make it disappear.
Well, it already did. Oh,
No, it's getting bright. The car just disappeared.
maybe it ate the car.
I think there was a 50 science fiction movie, The Light That Ate the Car.
Yeah, the light that ate the car.
It's kind of hypnotizing to watch it.
Yeah, and
Look at that.
Yeah, it breaks. Man, yeah, if you could see it through the camera here, this cheap camera is actually doing a fairly good job of.
Look,
Could
it's a
be a
totally
car.
different shape now too. It's almost like a 45-degree angle. And that wasn't a car, Robbie, believe it or not. Did you see how bright? Did you
it's
see
not- It really lit it up, and Robbie suspected it was a car. This isn't too awful far in front of us. It's, maybe,
a couple hundred yards?
yeah, it's a few hundred yards up there to that tower.
So I was wrong again.
Look at all that. Wow, that's crazy. I'm picking up some.
And that
There
was
is all kinds of stuff floating
I would have
around
thought
there.
that was headlights of a car.
Well, I honestly did. I thought it was a car because it got so intense and the horizon lit up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what when I videoed it out in the van, the whole tree line around it was glowing. I mean,
Oh
that's
man,
how much light it's
I'm getting some of the best stuff. It's moving right to left in the screen, and
See, now it's just about gone.
Yeah,
Just
it was
one little bit left.
it was a huge pink with a lot of little oranges around it. It was like a grapefruit with its orange babies. For all you fruit lovers out there.
Maybe a tangela.
Whoa, there. Holy
It's
cow.
brightening up again. It's starting to look like a shooting star again.
Dude, this is crazy. It's like green now.
Wow.
You guys seeing that?
Yeah. Well, I'm not seeing the green tint, but
I don't see the green either, but I mean, it's weird. It's a weird shape now and a weird color.
Well, I'm seeing how it's
I see.
intensifying.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And folks, notice that there's no lights shining that way. That's
Yeah.
not a light reflecting off of anything.
No, and we're as skeptical as anybody. I mean, we wouldn't fake something like this.
our headlights are turned off. No, we're still not conceding that it's paranormal.
No. But if,
But it's definitely a light of unexplained origin.
But we're not conceding that it's not.
Right, yeah, we're open to possibilities. The Army Corps of Engineers did a study on this back in the late 40s, and it was inconclusive. They just said it was a unknown light of mysterious origin is the official record on it. And I'd to say I agree with that assessment.
I've never seen anything look like it before. I mean, you can't mistake that for anything. I mean, once you know, I mean, you'd think it was headlights if you weren't paying attention, but now looking at it, I mean, and you can't make out what shape it is because there's just so much going on around it. There's always one, like there's one big beam of light and then a bunch of, like you said, orange babies around it.
Yeah, it keeps like bouncing around, and I believe it or not, all this, as much as it's moving around, I'm keeping this fairly still. I've steadied the camera
On the steering wheel. You're
on the
steady.
steering wheel. I mean, reasonably speaking. I mean, I'm moving some. I'm not going to say I'm not, but you can definitely see that in relationship to itself, it's moving around. And then it just disappeared. Oh, there it comes back.
Yeah, see, it's starting to just about flickered out, and then it'll fire back up again.
That's
Just like
crazy.
Bobby said, just like a fire, you know?
It's just exactly like a fire. It goes out and it comes back, and it flickers, and it gets intense, and it gets dim, and it changes colors. Exactly like a fire.
We're all speechless.
Yeah, you say action and no one says anything.
I don't know, dude. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around it still. It was just so, it was just such a singular experience.
Well, it is absolutely, and I don't mean to sound cliche, but it is mind-boggling to see something with your own eyes that has been a mystery for 200 years that nobody has solved. And I'm not just talking about, you know, years ago people talking about it and then the advent of video cameras and hillbillies out here filming it. I'm talking, there's been some high-powered people, smart people, come out here to look at this. They cannot explain it. They do not know what it is. And to see it with your own eyes is literally amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I gotta say, you know, I mean, I'm not saying it's paranormal. I mean, I know that's been mentioned, but like when I was out there videoing it outside of the van, I mean, I had goosebumps running down me. It was just so intense to see that outside of the van and watch it, you know, because it's one thing to just see a light, but this light gives us so much ambiance. I mean, it was lighting up the tree lines. I mean,
it fluctuates so much.
Yeah, I mean, one minute you're seeing it, you can barely see it, and the next thing you know, you think there's a car coming.
It changes shape and color and size, and it moves around, and it disappears, and it comes back in another place, and it has orbs around it moving around.
Oh, yeah,
it
it's-
blows your mind what it does.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's probably the one of the coolest things that I've ever seen. As far as like I said, I mean, there's people debate until they're blue in the face whether it's some kind of unexplained natural phenomena or it's paranormal or what have you. And that's not the point of getting into this video.
No.
We just wanted to go see it.
Yeah, because it is there.
Right.
Whatever it is, if it's natural or paranormal or whatever you want to say, it is there.
Yeah, the fact is, it is there. We have seen it, and it is unexplainable. I mean, that's kind of the bottom line.
Yeah.
But if you're ever in this area, it is
Oh.
definitely worth checking out. It's one of the coolest shows you'll see. If you ever want to, you know, just see anything that you can't explain. And in the day and age we live in now, science has an answer for almost everything. So it's kind of cool and humbling to see something that there's just no explanation for it. You know, it kind of puts you in perspective. All right, we made it back. What did you call our hillbilly van?
The Mystery Mobile.
The Hillbilly Mystery Mobile. We are safe and sound. Final thoughts on the Hornet Spook Light.
Well, I said it earlier. It was amazing to see something that no one has been able to explain with science or whatever. I don't know how else you would explain it, but it's unexplainable. We saw it with our own eyes. It actually exists. It's there. It was cool.
All right, Jake, your final thoughts.
About what?
The Hornet Spook Light.
What's that?
The Joplin Spook Light, the Seneca Spook Light.
Actually, to Oklahoma.
It's wiped his mind.
Oh, that car that we kept chasing around on that background? Yeah.
That's it.
I don't know. You know, it was really cool to see something that, like Robbie said, you can't explain. Like I was saying before, you got all this technology today, we can explain everything. So it's kind of humbling to see something that there's no explanation.
Has no
for it.
Google explanation.
Yeah, there's. I mean, there's lots of theories about it. You know, we kind of talked about some of those, and there's a lot more that we, you know, that's why I don't really care if there's an explanation. I just think it's, just leave it at that.
I think
it's cool to see something that there's no explanation for. So it was a good time. If I had it to do over again, I would probably drink a lot more water, because I think that lights are attracted to water.
I gotta agree with Robbie. It was awesome. I mean, never seen anything like it for sure. Totally unexplainable.